Indicators, making life easier. Indicators are tools that use technical analysis to assist cryptocurrency traders to predict the movement in the price of their asset with greater accuracy. The data from the formulae are then plotted on a graph and displayed alongside or superimposed on a trading chart, allowing traders to make decisions. Indicators signal to us when to buy or when to sell. The first indicator that most people learn about is called the moving average. The moving average is the price over a set period. The period is selected by choosing an amount of candles you want it to reflect. On an hour chart, the moving average set to 9 will be 9 hours, and on a day chart, that would be 9 days. If our moving average is set to 3, like in this chart, you would add all 3 closing prices together and divide by 3. That's how you calculate the moving average. The most common periods to choose are the 9, 20, 50, 100, and 200. The lower periods are known as the fast periods, and the higher periods are slow. Moving averages lag a bit, so they're also known as look-back periods. People use them to identify trends, and they can be plugged into different, more complicated indicators. It's also important to note there's another type of moving average called the exponential moving average, which adds greater weight to the more recent closing prices. What we're learning about is the simple or basic moving average. Let's head over to TradingView, and I can show you what a moving average looks like when it's plotted on a chart. If you haven't yet, sign up for a free account. Over on TradingView, go to the top and select the time frame you want to use. I'm going to do 1 hour for this demonstration. Click on the Indicators button and type in MA for moving average. I'm going to click it 3 times to show you 3 different moving averages. 9 is the default, and that's going to be the initial blue line you see on your screen. To change the different moving averages, just click on the settings icon and go here. You can see you can change the type of moving average you're looking at and also the color of the line for just easier visibility. If you want to isolate what moving average you see, you can do so by clicking the eye icon. As you can see here, I'm showing the 100 and the 9. I have a 20, a 100, and a 9 showing here, and you can even hide the candle chart itself. Let's look at the 9 with the candle chart right now. What do you notice? It follows the chart very closely, very closely. Now let's add the 100 and compare. The 100 doesn't follow very closely. That's because moving averages are moving, so they constantly are being updated when new data is available. Smaller time frames will be more volatile but closely follow the source data, while longer time frames will be smoother. Another thing to notice is that when the moving average is below the candles, kind of holding them up, it's upward price action. And when it's on top, it's going down. Going straight in the middle is, you guessed it, sideways action. It's common to find the moving average indicator used in larger, more complicated formulae. That's why it's important to have a basic understanding of it. This brings us to the MACD. The MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. The MACD is a trend-following momentum indicator that measures the relationship between 2 moving averages. It's plotted as an oscillator at the bottom of a chart. It's also plotted as a histogram, which moves above and below the 0 line, or baseline. The blue line is called the MACD line. It's calculated by subtracting a long-term exponential moving average, usually 26 period, from a shorter-term exponential moving average, usually 12 period. Do you remember what exponential moving averages are? I briefly went over them at the beginning of the moving average lesson. Basically, they're the same as a moving average. They just put greater weight on more recent closing prices. If this subtraction ends in a negative number, the MACD line will go below the baseline or the 0 line. This happens when the short-term moving average is lower than the long-term moving average. The red line is the signal line. This is the exponential moving average of the MACD values for a chosen time frame. 9 is the most commonly used one. Traders use this as a signal to buy or sell. A bullish signal is when the MACD line crosses above the signal line, and a bearish signal is when it crosses below. As a histogram, each bar represents the distance in between the MACD line and the signal line. When the MACD line is above the signal line, green bars are formed, and when it's below, red bars are formed. Bigger distance equals bigger bars, which equals stronger trends.